Is it recording?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Teresita, Blanco, the Artsy sister, and we're continuing with my sweet vampire Candice. Reading by me, Teresita Blanco. This is the third recording. Okay, we're at the start of chapter 5. A birthday cake and a funeral. December came and with it the closure of Candice's favorite meditation area. Despite her mood, Candice was doing exactly the same thing she had done back at home. Marlow pointed out as much when last Candice spoke to her mother on the phone. Candice wondered why she had come to the United States in the first place. Maybe her mother was right. She was just being infantile. It was not as if Martiso was lacking in anything. Martiso had lovely mountain vistas, and when it snowed, it became hauntingly beautiful. Candice was feeling homesick during the December month. She said to her father, "We should go home and visit Mom for the holidays. Her birthday's coming up, and she must be lonely." "I wouldn't if I were you," said Marlow. "Jeff," said Anya, "if I know her well, she's probably still filming." I think you're over exaggerating, Lady Candice," said Marlow to Anya. Marlow from time to time called Anya by her true name, which annoyed her quite a bit. In the end, the trio boarded a plane to visit Marlow. Along the way, Marlow thought to himself, "I think I left the iron on." The thought of the apartment going up in smoke gnawed at him. In the end, he called up a friend to go check it out. Marlow relaxed as soon as he got confirmation that the iron was off, but the stove was still burning. With this problem solved, the family was able to board the plane. While the plane flew, the family engaged in polite conversation. "Who is the friend you trusted enough to give him a key to our house?" asked Anya, who was suddenly paranoid. "His name is Pietro. Him and I go way back, at least 5 years. He was there, and he offered me comfort during a time I thought I was going to die," said Marlow casually. "What?" asked Candice, alarmed. "Don't worry about it, Candice," said Marlow. "If I truly had that condition, then I would be dead by now, and it turned out to be a bad diagnosis." "What condition?" insisted Candice. "Is it hereditary?" "Isn't it nice to have such a sweet daughter concerned for her dear old dad," said Marlow, hugging Candice and pinching her cheeks. "Marlow," said Candice sternly. Marlow grew somber, and he became a stoic brick wall. He was quiet for the entire trip. Eventually, Candice asked Anya, "What condition is he talking about?" "It is a condition that only afflicts ancient vampires. Nothing is meant to last forever, dear Candice, though to humans with short lifespans, vampires might seem as eternal," explained Anya. Said Candice, a bit bummed out. The thought of suffering a natural death filled her with dread. Anya seemed a bit inclined to quantify things with Candice. She wanted to explain to her the concept of negligible senescence and how it could be avoided by entering a state of cryptobiosis.
What?
In the end, Anya decided not to bother Candice's pretty little head with such nonsense. She bought Candice an ice cream at the new basket room at the train station exit, and she had the girl try out all the flavors. While Candice ate her ice cream, she suddenly remembered something. Yelling, she said, "Cassandra, you left her door open, right? You know they forgot the bird." Asked Anya. Said Candice, struggling to remember. Just then Marlow got a text message saying, "Found psychic parrot alone in your apartment. I am taking it home with me." "Wow, this Pierre is like a super nice guy," said Candice, reading the text message. "Yep, he's a nice guy. And it is Pietro. Poor Pietro. He hasn't been the same since his husband died," said Marlow sadly. That's too bad. How did it happen?" Marlow carried the bag and he summoned a cab to return to Martysor. Candice again tried to retake the subject matter, but Marlow was not one to talk. To put the subject to rest, Anya said, "Look, if your father told you about all his dead friends, we will be talking till doomsday. And don't give me that sad face. It is the side effect of being old, like super old. Everyone goes away in the end." You're bumming everyone out," said Marlow to Anya. The pair started bickering all the way back to Martysor, and when they descended the cabin, they were greeted by a funeral procession. Everyone in town was in mourning. A fellow said to Candice, "Sorry for your loss." "My loss?" asked Candice. Ambrose came up to Candice and then he said, "You are right here too late. There's nothing for you to do." "What?" asked Candice, even more confused. Anya sighed and she said, "What a bother." "I'll believe it when I see it," said Marlow. A very confused Candice went to church with her grandmother and father, and they were having a funeral for her mother Maruru. When Candice saw her mother in the coffin, she started crying on top of her body. Candice asked the priest, "How did she die?" Father Servatius said with a clear expression on his face, she lost the will to live. Ambrose then added, "He means she died of a broken heart or an of neglect. One day she started drinking blood, and then she died of malnourishment." Anya inspected the corpse of her daughter, and she commented, "She looks like a bloated, drowned corpse. Ah, yes, her malnourishment caused her to fall down to the river. And you know that moving water kills vampires," said Father Servatius. "I did not know there was a river near my resort," said Candice. "I'm in the lake," said Ambrose. "But the lake doesn't have running water," said Candice, poking holes into the entire story. During their banter, Anya came out to the corpse of Maduro and she pulled at her nose. Maduro's face clenched as she stoically pretended to be dead. Marlow thought a moment and then he said to Anya, "If she's dead, then she won't need her hair." Ambrose handed Marlow a scissor. Candice yawned and she said, "You're not making my mom's corpse bald." "Why?" asked Anya. "She's a dead body. You like eating carrion meat, don't you?" "Yes, but this is different. This is my mommy," said Candice, holding her mother's hair protectively. "She isn't dead, Candice," said Anya dourly. "Remember when you were small and you used to hold your breath when you didn't get what you wanted? Well, this is where you get that from." "If that's so," said Candice, looking at her mother, frowning, she added, "I suppose we can do the Gilgamesh thing and wait till a worm comes out of her nose to bury her. Or, here's a better idea. I'm going to put a worm up her nose and then we can bury her now. 'Cause I have mass like real soon and I need you to clear out this church or this fake funeral," said Father Servatius. Father Servatius was an art character in Montessor. He was the only Catholic priest of the church. He ministered to the townsfolk and the monastery hidden in the mountains. He claimed to be a descendant of a cousin of John the Baptist. When he became a priest, he took on the name and identity of his ancestor. He claimed that this gave him healing powers. Candice's reality was full of vampires who could shapeshift and turn to air, and she knew of all the powerful arcane creatures. Still, even with this broad perspective, she found it hard to believe that Father Servatius had any miraculous power. He claimed to be able to heal bunions, blisters, and atlas foot. All three problems usually went away by themselves, so Candice naturally thought that he had a foot fetish. As she read out the history of Saint Servatius, she would have gotten why Father Servatius was limited to just human feet. The father wore a small Jesus beard and a mustache combination. His hair was short to mimic the Savior's look. He had blonde, ash-white hair and blue eyes. His skin was copper tone, which greatly contrasted with his light hair. Together with Father Servatius, they lugged Maruru's coffin back to her house. She was still playing dead. They left the coffin in the middle of the living room. Frowning, Marlow said, "What a waste of money." "Are you certain she's still faking her death?" asked Candice. "Trust me, I know when she fakes it," said Marlow before giving a sly smile. "After my service, we are going to have a birthday party in my church. Want to come?" asked Father Servatius. "Sure, might as well," said Marlow, dropping his log on top of Maruru's face. Anya did the same as well. Father Servatius' chapel was shaped like a Greek cross. It had a simple facade with a traditional small window. The church had been carved from a megalithic red stone. It had 3 stories. The interior had a roof painted with lots of little angels. In the center of the temple there was an ancient Roman oil painting. It was a reliquary of the temple. According to Father Servatius, the painting was the true face of Jesus Christ. When Candice got baptized at the age of 10, she asked Father Servatius why his Jesus didn't look like the Jesus from her art history books. Father Servatius cleverly said, "We all like to feel special. That is why St. Nicholas, like Jesus, takes the skin color of every shooter he visits." "So he's like a shapeshifter?" asked Candice. "Yes, humans are insecure about their looks, and they get sad if they feel like the entire world doesn't revolve around them. That was St. Nicholas, or Santa Claus, puts his children at ease by resembling a grown man they trust, explained Father Servatius. The Jesus painting, depending on how the light shone on it, it had different color. Only the clothing had been painted with oil. The skin tone was done in a mosaic of different opal stones. During the Roman times, opal was the most valuable gem in the empire. Due to the optical blending, the weird Jesus relic was either black, blue, gold, red, or fair skin. It was quite clever indeed, but at least the artist of the weird Jesus relic agreed on a few things. Jesus had brown eyes and a lustrous mane of red hair, like the Virgin Mary. Father Servatius sighed as he looked upon his heavenly ancestor. The rest of the church decoration was pretty standard, with the uncomfortable roll of chairs, the altar, the candles, the multiple statues of the Virgin Mary, and each with plenty of candles and a little donation box. There was also a little display box near one. This particular Virgin Mary statue was modeled after the Immaculate Conception by Diego Velázquez. Her hair had been painted with a strong ginger tint. Candice always prayed to this Virgin Mary whenever she wanted something in particular. Among the few things that Candice ever bothered to learn was a bit of the Virgin Mary. She had read everything about her, but only a few things had stuck. The birthday celebration in the church was quite amusing. One of the deacons had finally learned how to become a monk. Due to the isolation of Montessori, everything related to the formation of priests was handled by the hidden monastery in the mountains. The new monk went by the name of Fray Agato. For many centuries, Montessori had chosen its priests based on merit and piety. So Father Agato took his role as a shepherd very seriously. During the party, Father Servatius joked a bit about going out into the world to do God's work. He said, pointing to the Friar Agato, "Now that I have a successor, folks out here don't need me anymore. I can finally head out and follow the path of my ancestor, Jesus of Nazareth." "Well, you are 30-something," said Marlow. If you want to, we can crucify you, and then you can finish your entire Jesus arc." "How kind of you to offer, Marlow, but these days human hearts are no longer moved by martyrdom. No, I have been far too isolated from the world. I am going to head out and bring back to Montessori a black sheep," said Father Servatius. No, moaned the laity. "We have since good here, Father, only because we managed to isolate ourselves from the outside world's influence. Why bring wolves to a flock of sheep?" complained Ambrose. "All dogs were wolves at some point, my dear Ambrose," commented Father Servatius. He added, "and besides, what is the point of so much religion if you do not show compassion?" While the father was going on with his friend, Candice was munching on cake. The cake had not been cut yet, and the folks were distracted. By the time they noticed Candice, she had already eaten all the corner pieces, which were her favorite. Almost done?
1 minute 41 seconds.
Frowning, Father Servatius said, "Well, Candice, since you were so gracious to help you, so do the rest of the cake. Do cut the rest of the cake for everyone else." "Sorry," said Candice, smiling. Alright, we'll continue this later. Bye bye and God bless.